Up next, I want to invite Sean Coleman from Upland Software to the stage. He's going to talk about cutting through the chaos and offer a practical roadmap for KM teams grappling with the AI revolution. He's going to discuss 3 key steps to make no-regrets AI investments. A little bit about Sean. He's a technologist at heart with a passion of working with his customers, which continues to be the key component of his role at Upland with the document workflow business unit. He works closely with global enterprises of all sizes to ensure visionary and successful implementations of cognitive solutions, enterprise-wide, covering a variety of platforms from Azure, Elasticsearch, SharePoint Online, and SharePoint On-Premise. Without further ado, here you go.
Awesome. Thank you. Can you guys hear me? Okay, great. Good morning. Thanks for coming. So what I'll go through today, I think what I thought about was like, what's the most valuable thing I can do up here for you guys today? Last day, right, you're looking to get out of here. I think just share a couple of the stories, some information that we've been working with our clients, focused on how do we kind of cut through fact from fiction when it comes to AI. How can we look at some of the best practices around identifying AI opportunities in your organization, and then close with kind of a measured, value-driven approach that we've worked with some of our clients on that help them take some AI initiatives and really get output to them. I won't spend a lot of time introducing myself again, but my email address is up here, scoleman@uplandsoftware.com. I would love to have further conversations with anyone that's interested in it. Upland, I run the Knowledge and Contact Center Management business unit at Upland. That's made up of 5 products. Hopefully you met with some of our team here this week. We were exhibiting with Right Answers and BA Insight. We have a couple of other products, Ingenious, Panviva, Rant and Rave. They're all focused on solving knowledge management problems, contact center problems in different ways. We'd love to talk to you more about it, but let's get into what we're after here. So fact from fiction, right? Lots of metrics, lots of data that people have been putting down around this week. And I don't know if these can be read, but I'll take you through it. Gartner and PwC have done some really good research. Are they facts? Are they fiction, right? 80% of organizations deploying some type of AI by 2025 seems right to me, right? That's the number. Maybe it's 100%. 20 to 30% of contact center agents replaced by Gen AI. That seems a little high. I don't know about that one. Right, 40% increase in agent productivity by 2035. Actually, I think we're going to beat that. I think we're going to get ahead of that. So are those facts, are those fiction? You then do with this. Gartner says 30% of AI pilots are going to be abandoned in 2025. Right, so that's real money, that's real effort that's being put out, and we don't know if we're actually going to get value out of it. Everest Group says it's worse. So they talked to COOs and CIOs from Fortune 500 companies, and the number was 90%. 90% of generative AI projects aren't going to move into production, right? That's a really high number, right? And you think about, well, why is that? What are we doing? We're testing, right? We don't know exactly what we're going to get out of it. I think that's what we're all facing. And I think a lot of people are doing this. They're just throwing money, throwing AI at the problem and hoping that we're going to get something good, right? I actually have a good story here, right? So if you think about an organization that a lot of you may know, hamburger company, started in 1955, 2 brothers who wanted to sell burgers. They grew a lot over the years, right? Let's make our restaurants a destination. Let's add playgrounds, right? Let's get families to come out, right? And every time they're innovating, McDonald's is exceedingly innovating and adding technology to help. First drive-thrus were introduced, single drive-thrus, dual drive-thrus, right? They work on things like automated ordering. How do we make it so that your payment's automated? How do we make it so people can personalize and move? And all of this technology that they added in spoke to actually a really nice, concise mission. They serve delicious food that people feel good about eating with convenient locations, hours, affordable prices, by working hard to speed, choice, and personalization that customers expect. Great. Align your technology with that mission, you're going to do good things. Somewhere along the line, they said, you know what would be great is if we didn't actually have people taking orders and we had robots doing it. This sounds like a perfect thing to use AI for, right? So they rolled it out into a test in Chicago, I think. 10 drive-thrus, completely automated order taking. Let's see how it went.
So y'all know how it's 2023 and robots are like taking over the world. So anyway, this morning I tried to go to McDonald's and get my daily dose of caffeine. breakfast. I was gonna get a hash brown, a sweet tea, and a Coke. So I order, and I'm at the first drive-through line, and as I order and they're giving me my total, a car pulls up to the second drive-through line. Mind you, at this McDonald's, it's all robot. Like, we're talking to a robot, like there's no person on this speaker. It's just a robot taking your order. So she adds the Diet Coke from the next line to my screen. So tell me why when I tell her, this robot, that I have no Diet Coke, for some reason, she took the Diet Coke off and made it 9 sweet teas. 9! I did not ask for this. I said it, and I pulled out of the drive-thru and drove away.
All right, they threw technology at it, threw AI, it didn't go so well. That is not what you want to go viral for, right? All right, survey says, what did they do wrong? What did they miss? They removed the convenience. That wasn't easy, right? Go back to their mission. That wasn't simple. They slowed it down. She had to constantly talk to the order taker, she ended up with not even getting her Diet Coke and hash browns. She didn't want 9 sweet teas. No personalization, no recognition of what she was ordering, and then it didn't meet the expectations. They didn't get that sale, she moved on. July 2026, 2024, all automated ordering taking systems were taken out of McDonald's drive-thrus. So they threw AI at it. It didn't go so well, right? They got caught up in the fiction. So one of the things that we spend a lot of time going with is what can you do? What are the practical things you can do to determine if it is fact or if it's fiction? And I'll build this slide out because I think these are questions that likely have come up all week. But I think they're the key questions to understand. If I'm going to drive something forward, how do I know it's going to work? Things like, do I have the data correct and is it of quality? How do I answer that question? If I can't answer that question, I'm likely going to the fiction side of the house. Do I have security addressed? We were just talking about that. All of us know that security is key. As soon as you expose something that you're not supposed to, the entire initiative's dead. Don't make that mistake. Make sure you've got that. Transparency. How did the answer actually get generated? Can I trace it back to the source system that it came from? And do I know when that was last updated and how it's keeping up? Is there model choice? This is a big one, right? So we're focused a lot of our integrations based on agnosticity. I think I made that word up, but it's a real word. Meaning that you get a lot of choice in the things that you're doing, because I can tell you today, whatever model you're using now, it's not the only one you'll ever use, and it's likely there'll be another one that pops out that you're not ready for that's doing something really cool that you want to do. Do you have choice built in so when that happens, you're protected? Are the solutions market tested? Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. But understand where they've been tested, what they've done. Do they apply to your industry? Do they apply to that, to apply to what you're trying to do? And throughout it, are the costs understood? Cost is the very big part of this. We had a great conversation the other day, is like, sure, we're gonna pull lots of people out by putting AI in, but that AI is not free, right? So are we just moving money from one side to the other? Maybe we are, unless we can find ways to really gain efficiency, or what I like to say, focus on value creation. Focus on instead of taking people out, focus on what can I have them do now that they don't have to do this that creates more value for my customers. Those are the things that you need to think about. If you work through that, you kind of are like, okay, great. I got the fact and the fictions pretty much worked out. How do I figure out where the opportunities are to inject some AI? So we worked with a global cruise line company, and this was kind of like their customer experience. It was about like that, right? So not great, both from agents and customers and their travel agents. And we found a pretty nice recipe that I'll build on here that lets you really kind of get down to how can I put AI into this process to help me out. Focus on what we call persona, pain, and process. Who are we designing for? What channels do they work in? What systems do they have access to? What is the pain that they experience? What are their moments of truth on their journey? And then what is the process? Where are we sacrificing time? Where are we losing money? Where are we sacrificing experience? So at that cruise line, we were dealing with customers, agents, travel agents, all with different factors in the process. The pains were things like, I can't find the information, it's not on the website, I don't know how to answer their questions, I don't know how to find the latest deals. And it put together a story that you probably have all heard. Customers looking for some help, I'm gonna call into the call center. The agent's like, hey, I'm ready for this, I'm good to go. Let me answer these questions. And then it starts falling apart, right? what you just told me isn't right. You got to check that. Well, I'm checking. Let me go ask a colleague. I don't quite know why it's changed. Right? I'm checking your website, and it says something totally different than what you're telling me now. Okay, let me call the travel agent. Maybe they know. He doesn't remember where he got it from. Now he's going to need another vacation to plan this vacation because it's so frustrating. The travel agent's like, look, I got to call into the call center. Here we go again. The call center's like, look, I got to get out of this. I don't even know how to answer these questions. This is too stressful. Get me a new job. The truth must be out there, right? It's like the X-Files. I don't think we need Mulder and Scully to answer this. We all know knowledge management is the answer, right? But AI-enabled knowledge management will take you to the next level. So what we've seen is the right pattern is understand the persona, document the pain, and then AI-enable the process. So if we revisit that cruise line, we did a number of things to help them out. We went to individual processes and we're like, look, you're across 5 channels, but your content is built for one. Let's use AI to modify it on the fly for the other channels. Okay, great. People are calling in. Your IVR system knows who they are, but you're not injecting that in your CRM. Let's use persona matching to get that persona to the person so you know faster that it's going to the right place. Let's suggest things like next best action and other information directly into the flow so that you can answer faster. They saw a 40% reduction in speed to competency, 22% reduction in average handle time, and 35% reduction in training times. That was based on our Panviva knowledge management product, but we do that across the products that we've got following the persona, pain, AI-enable the process. That's what you're going to figure out. So through that, we came up with a nice little kind of, it's a worksheet. I actually have a QR code so you can get it on what is a measured, value-driven approach to whatever project I want to do. And it came down to this. Obviously, identify the problem, but dig deep, right? In the next slide, there'll be a QR code. There's multiple why questions, things that you want to fill out as you dig into that problem. And then you really need to focus on quantifying it. What is the metric today, and what do I think I can move the metric to tomorrow? As you build your hypothesis of, if I AI enable this process, things like I can drive average handle time down, I can drive response time down, I can drive efficiency up, but down to a measurable piece. We're big about pilot, so pilot it. Find a group, pilot it against specific objectives and goals so that you can measure what it was before or what it is now in a kind of a controlled environment and then start rolling that out. It's like don't boil the ocean, right? Start with something that's manageable, start with something that's understandable. Bring the team together, obviously the right people, but that's not just the knowledge managers, right? You need to go out and get people across the entire organization to come together and work on it. And through that, you can show the value, right? So once you've gone through that process, you're like, look, we took this problem, we put an AI process in place, it delivered real value, and now we're gonna rinse and repeat and find other things to do this across the organization. So that's the QR code I was promising. That is really small. There's some really good information in there. Just put your mind around the things that you're trying to do. Fill out that form. We'll get it over to you. Happy to have conversations to drive that forward, or even take you through some of the stuff we did with other clients. And yeah, that's us. Hopefully you had some time to spend with us this week. If not, we'd love to chat with you. But we're kind of all over the knowledge management and AI space, and hope everybody has a great rest of the day. I think I hit my time right on the money.